The Museum of Industry and Rural Life tells the story of North Buckinghamshire before the development of Milton Keynes. For 25 years, volunteers collected evidence of how people worked, what machinery they used, and how they lived.
Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light, I bless the light that lights on you, believe me. And though you're gone, you're with me every single day, believe me. Days I remember all my life, days when you can't see wrong from right. You took my life, but then I knew that very soon you'd leave me. But it's alright, now I'm not frightened of this world, believe me. I wish today could be tomorrow. The night is long, it just brings sorrow, let it wait. Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days.
Many irreplaceable exhibits have been destroyed at the Museum of Industry and Rural Life.
The fire began just minutes into the new year, destroying buildings and artefacts within. A listed timber barn dating from the mid-1800s, old cameras and radios, old horse-drawn agricultural and industrial equipment. It's thought the fire was started deliberately.
I'm devastated. I mean, we've lost irreplaceable items, things that were all local, meant something to people here, have been collected, have been looked after, restored over 20 years, have been put in some sort of order for telling stories, and it's all been lost so quickly.
The fire began just minutes into the new year.
Flames swept through the 19th century timber barn, which housed the Museum of Industry, early yesterday. Museum officials say 60% of the contents have been destroyed. The fire destroyed 25 years of hard work.
Much of the work in building up the museum was done by volunteers.
When I first saw it, devastation really, and a deep depression. Here was all that work that had been done. I had one or two personal effects that went up in the flames. I'd also created an exhibition for Science Week the previous season, and had made and spent a lot of time making various exhibition pieces, and of course all that went.
I got a phone call from the curator here on the day following, on New Year's Day, and I came up, and well, I can't describe it. It's just one of those things. Everything's very misty for a time when you first start to look round, and you don't feel it. It's rather like having a blow. You don't feel it till afterwards, and then it's feeling of despair, and then you get together and say, well, we've got to do something about it. We can't stand and look, and you all get into it. You get a shovel gang and a broom gang, and that's all you can do. Because if you don't do something, you'll go potty. You had to do something, you know? Whether it helped or whether it didn't, it had to be done. So I felt pretty good, pretty grim.
What really shocked, I suppose, was that photograph I believe in the Citizen paper, which showed this complete wall of flame as the barn burned on that New Year's morning. Yes, I think that was probably one of the greatest images, anyway, of the fire.
I went to meet one or two of them so that I could tell them about the fire before they saw it. And I remember waiting for about half an hour for one volunteer who just happened to be late that morning. But I have to say that everybody took it really well. Everybody just started work immediately. There were hardly any recriminations, there were hardly any bitter comments. It was real sadness, deep sadness, but everyone just set to and got started. Or you're thinking about perhaps somebody that is associated with another object in the museum, and all of a sudden you realise that either another person and what they gave has been totally wiped out, or something else that somebody gave has gone. It's that sort of thing that catches you unawares, and I think I'm ready to see the charred wood as I go round a corner. I know that's going to be there. I know the debris from the artefacts is going to be there. I probably have got a very good idea of everything that's gone.
Everything was wet, black, sort of a black, slimy, liquid mud from the timbers and filings were sliding down there. And as I say, I was too overcome to see very much at all at that particular time. But that was the worst. That was the worst thing, that few moments, because I thought the lot had gone. And as I say, I didn't see too well for a while.
The worst thing about the fire, I mean, you could say it was the loss of buildings, the loss of the artefacts, and so on. Yeah, I mean, you could look at it purely in physical terms, but I think not only that, that it somehow at the time dampened the spirit. But that spirit soon revived itself, and as I mentioned earlier, everyone has been very positive in getting the museum back to a showable state, if you like.
The museum to me has always been a series of stories. It really is, it almost becomes a cliche, but it is the story behind the artefacts that are important. And because of that, in a way, you need relatively few significant artefacts to make a good museum. And it's the interpretation that's important. It's making them relevant to people that come here that is important. And it was quickly apparent that we had sufficient to do that.
This is London. The following official communique has been issued from 10 Downing Street. On September the 1st, His Majesty's ambassador in Berlin was instructed to inform the German government that unless they were prepared to give His Majesty's government in the United Kingdom satisfactory assurances that the German government had suspended all aggressive action against Poland and were prepared promptly to withdraw their forces from Polish territory, a state of war would exist between the two countries as from that hour. His Majesty's government are now awaiting the receipt of any reply that may be made by the German government.
We'll meet again Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
A museum like this is important, especially if it can, if you can show artefacts within an appropriate setting of the time, because I think it shows us this is how things were, possibly how things have improved, and a place like this educates as well as entertains.
Museums have lots of different purposes for different people, and we're really providing an opportunity for people to use the different settings and their heritage in the way that they want to use it. Some people say Milton Keynes has no history, which is a nonsense. Every part of the world has really an equivalent history. What they mean is we don't know enough about it, or it hasn't been recorded. And I think it's important to marry both that early heritage with the history that's being created every day now. So there's a continuum. I feel for myself, and I think for many other people, the stories of their families, or even the memories of their own lives are important. And if that goes back in time, it gives a stronger foundation.
How could you not restore it? It was. I wanted a project at the time, and this programme was when we donated to us. Then it was in pieces and pieces, and in several large boxes and drawers, and in fact parts of the things were in different positions. We got them out and saw what was available there, and I started on one or two. I think the first one I started on was this, and I realised what sort of job was involved, and I thought, well, any idea of having this on display next Thursday left to be forgotten, you know. Something that I've achieved. I haven't achieved much in my life, but it's one of the things I have managed to achieve. I'm proud of it a bit. It gives a bit of pleasure when you're telling other people all about it.
Those endless days, those sacred days you gave me, I'm thinking of the days. I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light, I bless the light that lights on you, believe me.
It could have been the end. In a way, we can look at it as a new beginning. People have talked about phoenixes, if that's the plural. I think we've got to look at it positively. We've got to look at it as an opportunity. I hope it's allowed some people to decide whether they think a museum within Milton Keynes is valuable or not. It's brought it perhaps to their consciousness just for a short time. And so perhaps we'll awaken a little more support. But I think with that initial support, once people have visited and seen what we're trying to do, hopefully they'll join in and do it too. But also that at least they'll think it's a place worth visiting.
I see the future as quite rosy, actually. Although the fire was devastating and the damage it did and the amount of artefacts that we lost, the positive side of that is that we will be getting new buildings, new areas for exhibition. we're not short of artefacts even now after the fire. So this will be a good opportunity to not exactly start again, but to build on what's left. And with the new buildings, I think we will have a very good museum for the future.